Hello? Hello, can anyone hear me out there? God, I hope someone's listening. My name is Cyrus King. I'm 27 years old. I'm from Mobile, Alabama, and I'm all alone. I'm broadcasting this on as many frequencies as I can to hopefully reach someone. Anyone. I think more specifically, I'm broadcasting this for my own sanity. Maybe broadcasting this will... God, damn it. Damn it. I hope this thing's still working. I only kind of know what I'm doing with these old radios. Sorry, it's just been almost 2 months since the world's gone to shit and I'm stressed. Who am I? Well, as I said, my name is Cyrus King. I'm 27 years old, and I now live in Mobile, Alabama, but I'm originally from a very small town in Ohio. I went to college up there for creative writing, and I moved out of Ohio because, well, I hated Ohio. I don't know what made me choose Alabama. Maybe it was the culture, or maybe just the food. Oh, God, I missed that. I was out on a camping trip when this all happened, believe it or not. I was trying to get some inspiration for my newest novel, which I guess is never going to get written. And I came back to death and destruction. Luckily, I was an orphan before the apocalypse. No family out there. No real friends either. So... I didn't really lose anyone, but coming back to a city full of rotting corpses and buildings burning down, it shakes a person. I gathered what I could, and I boarded myself up in my apartment for the first month, I think. In the beginning, I mean, I had lots of time to read and think. Luckily, I have a pretty extensive book collection. I mean, for the first couple of weeks, it was noisy. It was death, destruction, mayhem, and it was all happening right outside my door. I didn't open my blinds for a long time, but there was cities, the buildings burning night and day, which made it feel like it was daylight in here. But one morning I woke up and it was just nothing. There's no screams, no gunfire. It was just the occasional bird, which even before everything happened, this place was noisy. Not hearing anything was almost scarier than hearing so much. I looked outside and there really wasn't much happening. I could see them in the street, the undead, the zombies. There's a couple of them shuffling around. I mean, even after that initial silence, I still stayed inside for a little while. About a week, I think. Once I finally did step outside, I was lucky. I know I was luckier than a lot of people. I knew about zombies growing up as a kid. I mean, the zombie shows and movies and comics and whatnot. So I knew what I had to do. I had to have some form of weapon. Sadly, at the current moment, I don't have any guns, but find something. I'm worried to fire a gun around here, honestly. Because if everyone in Mobile's the undead freak, then they'll be swarming me in minutes. But luckily, I was coming back home from camping, and I grew up with some hunting and tracking experience. My dad taught me before he died, and so I have some survival knowledge already. I have the camping equipment. So when I first stepped outside, I brought with me my backpack. I didn't load it down too much, just in case I maybe find anything useful. That, and in case I had to run. I brought with me just a flashlight, a little bit of food and water. I knew I wasn't going to go super far, maybe a couple blocks, which for the longest time didn't seem like anything. Walking 2 blocks down the street was nothing. God, now it feels like I'm walking to another country. I did have some weapons. I have an old skinning knife that I was given by my dad again on my 13th birthday, because he thought every young man should have a knife and know how to use it. And I had just purchased a wood axe before I went out. I mean, I stepped outside the door and it was just my apartment complex. It was strange walking outside of my door, because there was just the nothingness. I walked around the apartment complex for a little while, and there was this, it seemed like someone tried to make a stand, maybe, but I think everyone just left. There were only a few cars in the parking lot, and that place is normally packed. I used to have to park, well, again, a couple blocks down the road just to have somewhere to park. Luckily, there weren't any of the dead within the walls of the apartment complex. My apartment complex is surrounded by pretty high brick walls. I mean, there's 2 entrances to this whole place, and one of them's locked up pretty well. It's got a pretty hefty wrought iron fence that someone was smart enough to wrap a train around it and lock it. That wasn't me. I don't know who it was, but I thank them. The other entrance was strange. It was the entrance into our parking lot, and it looks like I wasn't there, so I don't know what happened, but it looked like maybe a head-on collision, like 2 cars just slammed into each other, and I mean that caused a a strange block in front of the apartment complex. These two cars, so there weren't any dead that could get in. There were no cars within the parking lot either. Just it was empty. I mean, the only car that was in here was mine, because I managed to get it in, I guess, before that accident happened. Well, before that accident happened, but also before people decided to leave. I decided that I didn't want to spend too long outside. I didn't want to go super far. I spent overall, I want to say, around 2 hours outside of my apartment. I got all the way to the end of the corner of my street where there's a gas station before I had to kill, I guess is the right word, kill my first zombie. God, they make it look easy. They made it look easy on TV. It's incredibly hard. It was, I don't know how many blows to the head with the axe before it went down. Maybe it's because everything's still so fresh. But the smell. It's hard to describe that smell, but I guess everyone out there knows it. Anyone out there listening knows it. That smell of decay and rot. It's horrifying. I wanted to throw up, but I didn't. So I got into the gas station. Someone kind of barricaded it, but it looked like it didn't last too well. It got hit by that smell again. There's a couple of dead bodies in there. It looked like they were fighting over food. They were fighting over a can of chili. It was like their last moments of life were like Pompeii. These two people before, I don't know what happened to them, but they died. Still fighting. And they were frozen in that moment in time. Sad thing is the back of the store, behind the store stock room, it was stocked. It was full. It was absolutely full of food and beverages and whatnot. I spent most of the rest of the time I was outside moving that stuff into my apartment. I made a list of it, and I'm gonna try my hardest to make sure I don't spend too much on that list. Make sure I don't eat too much, even though I have food and water and whatnot. I don't want to eat it too quickly because I know I need to ration. But I think if I keep going out and I keep getting more, I should be able to build a pretty decent stock of food and water, and maybe get a couple guns and ammunition. Hopefully. I don't want to use a car yet. I'm like I said, the whole noise thing with the being so close to the city, that downtown area. God, even before everything went to hell, I didn't want to go down there. Went down there once or twice, but it was still... It was bad. People everywhere. I can only imagine what it's like now. Oh. That was my first adventure into hell. And here I am already planning my second. It's really all I can think of right now. I'm looking at it, my battery's starting to die. I don't have a permanent setup yet, but hopefully I can figure something out. I have a lot of books, a couple on engineering and whatnot, so maybe I can figure out something electricity-wise and do this a bit more often. Get my name and location out there so that someone can find me. I'll talk to you as soon as I can. I don't know how long that's going to be, but stay strong. Anyone who's out there, stay strong. Hope we can all find each other. And we will.